Greetings, new enrollees. I am your lore historian, and it is my absolute honor to welcome you to today's Historical Explainer, which serves as your official orientation lecture for the Scholia Diaspros. Today, we are going to unpack the definitive expectations, the rich history, and the highly specific daily realities of life in our fascinating, heavily structured magical citadel. We have a lot of ground to cover, so let's get right to it.
Okay, let's dive into this breathtaking architecture. Our orientation materials featured this historical and, frankly, perfect quote. To look upon the campus is to see a perfectly engineered sanctuary of magic and order. And it really is. It's a gleaming, monumental bastion of pristine blue and white stone, built specifically to stand defiant against the untamed, chaotic wilds of the Green Sea expanse. Now, to maintain this sanctuary, the Academy has some undeniable, mandatory logistical expectations. As you can see, the standard enrollee uniform absolutely requires heavily insulated lower garments. And I need to be perfectly clear here, this is treated with absolute seriousness. It's a necessary biological and administrative tax to offset the immense earth-shattering magical power being cultivated by our student body every single day.
Consider this slide your formal lecture syllabus. Today's itinerary covers the pristine magical citadel, the strict student code of conduct, the padded piece of magica, commerce and campus life, and finally, extracurricular paths and expeditions. Every single part is crucial for maintaining our pristine order.
Section 1. The Pristine Magical Citadel, a monument to absolute magical supremacy.
The Academy itself is completely enclosed by the Aegis perimeter wall. We're talking smooth, pristine white stone reinforced with these gorgeous recessed panels of deep Academy blue. And right at the base, a wide, rapidly flowing cerulean moat. It's an incredibly clean, regimented, and quite literally impenetrable aesthetic meant to completely separate our orderly inner courtyards from the absolute chaos of the external world. It really instills a profound sense of awe, doesn't it?
Section 2. Strict Student Code of Conduct. Survival requires absolute submission.
We have to pivot now to the harsh, necessary reality of our rules, because order must be maintained at all costs. Let's fire these off rapidly. You must accept all responsibilities or face expulsion. Hall monitors? They are fully authorized to use necessary force. Alcohol and smoking are strictly prohibited on grounds. But what's really interesting about this slide, the cornerstone of our discipline, is this. Any accidents resulting in soiled property lead to immediate diapering.
And I mean that completely literally. Our Academy has hosted demons, angels, imperial nobility, and even nascent deities. And guess what? Every single one of them has faced immediate diapering for accidents. Our disciplinary system is brilliantly, entirely egalitarian. The length and thickness of the padding scale directly with your behavior. Nobody, absolutely no one, escapes the consequences.
Moving on to Section 3, the padded piece of magica. Everyday life in the perpetual suburb.
We need to look just beyond the main gates now to County Magica, the true logistical heart of our realm. There's a stark contrast here. The collegiate main campus? That's a place of apocalyptic stress, intense political warfare, and literal cataclysmic threats. But step outside into Magica, and you enter these insulated, entirely non-lethal wards. It's a magically suppressed, cozy reality designed to give exhausted mages a practical place to recover and live a semblance of a normal, peaceful life.
To put that cozy reality into perspective, let me give you a staggering number: 89%. At any given time, roughly 89% of Magica citizens wear thick, highly visible diapers for at least 5 days out of the week. That completely cements a local culture focused entirely on safety, practical comfort, and total freedom from the crushing anxiety of magical academia.
And this culture follows a highly rigid, regulated life cycle for our citizens. It all begins at Little Diaper School, progresses smoothly to the lower school at age 14, and moves on to main campus enrollment in adulthood. And finally, post-graduation, many of our veterans who just prefer the magical convenience retire right into the heavily padded comfort of the alumni sanctuary. Now, Magica is affectionately known as the rowdiest, friendly township. Because the area is blanketed by ambient, non-lethality wards and has immediate access to resurrection clinics, the actual stakes of violence are comically low.
If a teenager gets into a massive magical gang brawl, the punishment isn't actually for the violence. No, it usually ends in a spanking for the sheer logistical annoyance of making their parents wait in line at the resurrection clinic. Section 4. Commerce and Campus Life. The bizarre local economy supporting the student body.
Let's talk about the essential commercial hubs that make this heavily padded lifestyle possible. You've got Lost and Found Alley, which is this incredibly weird, multi-dimensional flea market housed in rusted train cars where you literally have to do 360-degree spins to navigate overlapping dimensional frequencies. Then you have Senkei's Item Shop, meticulously run by the legendary Fayborn Palkin, who dedicate their lives to logistical caretaking.
But the real behemoth here is M4 Industries. Run by Mama Marlette, who is a 612-year-old cleric and bard, this Magitech company holds a global monopoly on civilian padding, alchemical poultices, and temporary continence potions. It is an absolute industrial-grade supply chain, and it's absolutely crucial for keeping the student body functioning without experiencing catastrophic daily disruptions. And then there's the Sugar Rush Sanctuary, a bustling maid cafe near the alley. Here, adult students work in frilly aprons and thick padding. This isn't just a cafe. It serves a profound psychological purpose. It proves to the anxious, mundane locals that these world-bending mages are, essentially, just harmless, oversized toddlers. It perfectly bridges the terrifying reality of the school's magic with the cozy safety of Magica.
Section 5. Extracurricular Paths and Expeditions, integrating school logistics into magical traditions.
We know that wanderlust is expected. Adventuring parties frequently strike out into the planar multi-realm. However, as your Lorestorian, I must remind you of what the orientation explicitly states. Going on these expeditions leaves you formally indisposed. That means you are completely excluded from on-campus activities and extracurricular dungeon sessions while you are away.
And this brilliantly illustrates the visual and functional diversity of our student body. Our academy's unique reality heavily influences its magical disciplines. Here we have two incredibly distinct paths, the disarming crinkle hearts on one side and the strict monks of the stinging palm on the other.
The way our padded reality has driven physiological and martial evolution is astounding. The crinkle hearts, for instance, have infernal bloodlines adapted to actively resist potty training, weaponizing an engineered cuteness to disarm their enemies. The Academy Druids bond directly with the meticulously kept gardens and the magical lifeblood of the campus itself, and the monks of the Stinging Palm? They use absolute discipline and swift strikes to break postures, leaving foes completely prone and seriously reconsidering their life choices.
So, that brings our historical orientation lecture to a close. The Scholia-Diaspros is a breathtaking, highly regulated, and heavily padded utopia that demands complete surrender in exchange for unparalleled magical power. And it leaves you, the new enrollee, with one vital question. Will you resist the discipline, or will you embrace this padded reality to unlock your true magical potential? I can't wait to see what you choose. Class dismissed.